demos of the lecturers and students at large, then the impeachment of the Deputy President, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, then we'll finally look into the impeachment of the governors, county governors. We remember just few months, Kirinyaga County Governor was impeached, and currently he's appealing so that we'll see whether he'll get back to the office. My name is Adede, and I'm together with
Abigael, Selim. And beginning with the demos and strikes, I think in the education system in Kenya is falling into a crisis because there have been a lot of things happening at that time. In the beginning of the term, or when the school were reopening, we evidenced the teachers or the Kupet and the NAT were on street. They were bargaining about the CPA, which is the collective bargaining agreement, or they wanted their salary to be increased. So I think the education stakeholders should come and look at the education system at large in the country, so that such things should not be evident.
Yeah. Actually, you remember just it's not less than 2 months when President Ruto appointed a new education CS, and there are a lot of complaints that education system in Kenya still has a lot, because the education CS is actually a lawyer. So the stakeholders have been asking, why can't we get somebody, maybe a professor who is specialized in matters education, to drive this ministry to the next level. Yeah, and I think as time goes, maybe someday the system will find a good CS who can handle all this, because right now there are demos after demos. We thought we were done when the NADS and Kupet demos were called off, but then recently we saw a lot about funding models, about the lecturers, and even the students. You remember recently Karatina University was closed, then in Rongo, third years were sent home. That's still a problem in matters education.
Yeah, and as we all know that, or many people, these scholars normally say that education is the equalizer. So when the country is witnessing such like demos each and every time, I think the government is the one to be blamed, because the government itself should consider education as the most crucial thing, or the most important part after health. I think though health is majorly important, but education is correspondent to health, in that without education we cannot acquire medical services, because education brings
the doctors.
Yeah, so I think the president should be blamed, or the president's advisors.
I think the advisors of the president, you can remember when President Ruto said, when he was saying he conceded with the Gen Z's demands and dropped the finance bill, he said that there was lack of proper communication, and that's why the
information was not relayed.
Yeah, the information was not well relayed.
Yeah.
And I think there is a lot to be done, and on that we are having now things going on to impeach the deputy president.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can say. What can you say about this?
About the deputy president impeachment, impeachment is a constitutional right. So when something happen, it should be happen constitutionally. It should be out of politics, should not be involved, because when someone misuses his or her office, there are some constitutional orders which will be followed and in a right way to avoid so many. Because at the end of the day, if Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua will be impeached, you will find some of the Kenyans will be on the road demonstrating because they will not understand the real act or what was going on.
Yeah, and actually I heard President Ruto saying that Kenya is now stable, and it is likely that this impeachment could destabilize the nation, because the followers, or rather the supporters of the deputy president, are not going to be happy with this. And then probably in case the impeachment motion goes through and deputy president is impeached, who do you think is suitable for this?
Now we cannot give ear to that because we never know what is going to happen. And first, I think impeaching a deputy president is not something that is not such easy. But Adede, when I take you back to some, I think 2 months or when the cabinet was reshuffled, we witnessed in the government, or we saw most of the Azimio leaders were appointed to be cabinet secretaries. Could these members be the one pushing for the deputy president impeachment?
I don't really think that that is true, because recently there were about 48 MPs from Mount Kenya region who ordained, I don't know whether that is the correct term, the interior CS Kithure Kindiki to be their leader. So there are speculations that probably if the deputy president will be impeached, then Kithure Kindiki might be the next deputy president for the nation.
Yeah, and in the social media there are a lot of things happening, like Kenyans are accusing the deputy president, that's Rigathi Gachagua, that he's been speaking of the Mount Kenya region, mostly forgetting that he's the deputy president of Kenya. So is that, I think at some point Rigathi Gachagua is not aligned with the Kenyans, because most of the time he's campaigning for the Mount Kenya. Yes, he was campaigning for the Mount Kenya unity, but most of the time he's fighting for the people, forgetting other people from the Nyanza, Rift Valley.
Yeah, and I think he needs to style up on that. But again, I don't know, because during the Endarasha meeting where we witnessed Azimio leaders together with the deputy president. So do you think there is probability that Azimio, the other, Azimio, I don't know if you can say it is now split into two, but there is the Azimio in opposition. Do you think they can join the deputy president so that in the next general election they work together?
Yeah, for now I can say that, as we all know, that politics is a game, and sometimes we refer it as a dirty game, but personally I don't think it's a dirty game. It's just a matter of playing some cards. So for now, politics, sometimes you can't tell what will happen, because today you will see this and this, tomorrow you are seeing opposite of that. So let's just wait and see. But after all, the Kenyans are the one to decide what will happen.